toe, you say? Let me have a look. Oh yeah, there's an idea in there. So I've got 3 hot new drivers in my hand today. We've got the Ping G425, the Callaway Epic Speed, and the Cobra RAD Speed XB. You could argue these are the 3 kind of middle ground, not the low spin, not the draw. They're that middle range driver, high performance, slightly different prices, which we'll talk about on all 3 of these, which always throws up an interesting discussion. I'm going to compare them. We're going to hit them down a very narrow fairway as well as do strokes gained and narrow fairway for a bit of a fun game. In the comments down below, which one of these 3 excites you the most? Callaway, the Ping, or the Cobra? Let's hear what you got to say. So initial thoughts of all 3 of these clubs. The Ping stands out as being the biggest head, like it looks big down by the ball, stretched back, but just bigger. The Callaway in the Speed, bearing in mind, I'm pretty sure they're all 460cc, looks quite round and small. The Cobra's not far behind the Ping, if not exactly the same, and I don't know if it's just the matte black compared to the shiny with the lights in here that makes the matte black stand out more, making it appear bigger. So definitely the Ping does feel like it's certainly over the Callaway, like it does just have a bigger footprint. There's more of it back here basically. And then looks wise, 2 shinies in the Cobra and the Callaway. Callaway does maybe look the best in my opinion. The Ping is unique, it's a matte finish as I said, and it's got the turbulators on top, so it's a more of a visual striking driver which will put some off and some will like, I'm sure. I think the Callaway wins as an opinion based what I like the look of a driver. Obviously the performance would change that straight away, but it's very round, classic, not too huge, feels plenty of depth in it. Like they've made a really nice looking drive here. Let's hit some of this to start. So I'm going to collect numbers with all 3. I'll alternate between the 3 drivers as well as I go, try and spread the bad shots evenly amongst them all. Callaway Epic Speed, so in theory the fastest moving out of the 3 heads they make. And the thing I noticed with this club, again, it's got that epic AI design sound. The sound is unique to this club. I think some people might find it too muffled. I've certainly been on a course with someone testing this club and it was like they wanted more sound out of their driver. They didn't particularly hit the ball that hard. I think better players will love the sound of this club. Like it makes a nice sound. That's a bullet, that one. Now tech ideas with the Speed. Now if you want full in-depth tech for each driver, I've got individual driver reviews for each one. Maybe there'll be links in the description for those if you want to check them out. But just a quick overview of some of the ideas with the tech in the Speed. So we've got jailbreak and we've now actually got 4 connections with the bar inside, which gives you more stability. They're saying this way and this way. And to be fair, this Callaway is starting to feel Ping stable, which will come to the Ping. Carbon crown, carbon toe pack, saving weight everywhere. So obviously they're putting more bars in here. They might be collecting more weight, so they're moving the weight around, as they say, in different places. Changeable neck that they've had for a long time, a very good one. So the grip can stay on, it doesn't move the grip, and it comes, I've got an aligned grip on this, which I quite like. And obviously with this neck, that really works. AI face is huge for Callaway. So artificial intelligence, a computer is designing the face. And if you look on the inside of this face, it's quite unique with its ripples. Obviously not sure the truth of all what that kind of will do for every different golfer, but I'm sure they've got data to back up what that is doing. And they talk about aerodynamics, those kind of ideas as well. What I'm seeing from this club is speeds are decent, which we'll show in the numbers at the end. Shape is beautiful, sound is stunning. I think they've just made a really good club here. A little bit out the bottom, but again, relatively stable, bit high spinning. But feels really, really good, looks good. 425 in the Ping next, again full tech on the individual video for this club. Big weight at the back with a bit of a track that you can move. A little side note, the other 2 don't have that. They have a track in 2 other models but not the Speed. and the other head in this one, you can go forward and back with weight, but not a side-to-side track in the Cobra. The turbulators for aerodynamic, that's been constant for a while. They do things with their face thickness and forging of their face processes to try and keep it fast. Huge MOI properties, huge weight at the back. So down, they are down and back maybe more than anyone, I think. You can kind of see it in the shape, like how much they're trying to stretch it down and back. The other thing with this head as well, there's two things with this club, which we'll see if we see it in the numbers. So standard, whatever standard means, obviously you can get fit for whatever you want. It comes out slightly shorter than the other two. So Ping really are still pushing their ideas of what you should be going for, which is not always just the longest, I always think, is what they're saying. So it's shorter than the other two. And then in turn, the head does, like I said at the start, just look bigger. And everything about their clubs, and certainly this driver, just to me, just shouts help. Like it shouts, like it's just trying its hardest to give you consistency of help, rather than the other two maybe are somehow gaming for that, you know, the one odd long one that sells it in a fit kind of ideas. It's a very different feel for this one compared to the Callaway. It's a louder sound. It's a more firm sound. It's not the muted AI sound. This driver now feels short in my hands. Also with the larger looking head, it makes it feel even shorter as well. Obviously these are all things I could custom fit around, no problem. If I wanted the length of the shaft back and I felt like it helped my numbers. I don't know if you're hearing that, but that does come through as a much louder sound. I noticed stuff on the speed of this as well, head speed, which we'll talk about when we show the numbers. And as I've said in many tests before, it is just a benchmarker for stability, whatever that term actually means. I don't know if I'm working in my baggage into that or not, because it does just feel uber stable, and that shows often in the strokes gained. Three pretty decent drives. Feels good, like it feels so firm, solid, like reliable in my hands. And then the Cobra RAD Speed B. So we get their face. It's shaped around the outside and milled. It's an early idea around what twist face they're playing with roll and bowl to try and give you better shot shaping patterns. Changeable neck, quite extensive changeable neck. And then the big talking point with these was the radial weighting. So moving weights to the outsides of the club in relative to where the CG is placed to try and again give you ball speeds and MOI improvements, those kind of ideas. Carbon crown. Again, this toe's always been carbon, I think. I always think it's funny when a company makes it, oh look, we've made our toe carbon. Well, people have been doing that for ages, haven't they? And like, why have you not looked there in other models? Like, it's not exactly the biggest thing to look around, is it? Where could we save weight on this driver, Jim? I don't know, Paul. Looked in the toe? The toe, you say? Let me have a look. Oh yeah, there's an idea in there. Down by the ball, Cobra looks good. You do see the rounding of the face, which is fine. I don't mind it. I don't know what everyone else will think of that. So it's not like a sharp edge. You see the curved off top of the face. And there's a part of me that makes it feel like you get less face doing that, but there's plenty of face down there for me. Here we go. Again, this one now instantly just feels long in my hands, like proper long. And the sound is nice. Again, I would say it's closer to Ping than it is the Callaway, to be fair. It's a decent sound for the amount of carbon that's going on around the club. They all sit nice and square. I like the shape of this, maybe a fraction more triangular in its shape, but it's nice. Like it does, it makes a louder noise in a nice way. It feels solid, like it does feel solid, this one. That's a little low heel, it's going to be fine. Again, relatively good performance for a pretty poor strike. Out of the three, it's hard to choose. They all look good, they all sound slightly different. I do love the sound of the Callaway and the looks. I think I would be tempted out of the three on the cosmetics of the Callaway and that sound, and because it stands out as well. I think that's sometimes important if you get a product that just stands out, and I think TaylorMade do that quite well by having a very different colorway, because everything's very dark and black normally down there, and then you get this white one, and it's just, it gives you something to latch onto when often everything is so similar. The Ping is stand out on its size. I'm going to carry on hitting a few more of these just to get my numbers fair and collected up before we look at them. Let's go and have a little look at the price of these three clubs. Drivers, and let me know in the comments down below, is this something that affects your buying, or are you purely going on what's best in the data? So like, you know, you don't care what it costs, you're just going to go what's best for you, reference the fitting data, or is cost a real contributing factor? Down in the comments, maybe let me know what kind of percentage it's contributing to your buying needs. Let's start with the Ping. Ping is around £400 as we stand in the UK at the moment. Convert to your currencies. So £400 for the Ping. The Cobra 369, so we're £30 cheaper for the Cobra than the Ping. Both of those obviously at the 400 mark and just below, where the Callaway 449. Obviously prices will change, deals will happen as clubs get older and older. But you can see there, it's quite a big difference between the Cobra and the Callaway, with the Ping stuck nicely in the middle. But when you're up there spending over £400 or near £400, do you worry about £70, £80, £50 change when you're spending that much? And the other thing with these three drivers, would it affect your buying ideas on which one then would trade in better later on? You're a person who kind of plays with it 2 or 3 years, trades in, gets another one, because they still have a value, don't they? You know, if you're only going to get £100 for a driver you spent £450 for, that might not be good as one that you've spent £400 for that you can get £250 on the trade-in. I don't know. In the comments, let me know. Not massive differences in price, but at the same time, depending on your budget, you could see big differences there. Right, should we have a look at the numbers of these? Callaway definitely stands out on the sound in a positive way. Some interesting points here on the numbers then. First off with the carry, look at, I mean, they're within a yard of each other, hilarious. 284, 283, 283 for all three clubs. If you look at the dispersion up here, Ping, a little bit more left and right, Cobra, more left and right, short and long. And the Epic was the tightest in this data set. I'm not sure I could repeat that pattern again. I think it would keep mixing as I do different data sets. There was nothing particularly in there to make it felt that way. But again, we've got another test at the end and we can try. Now, a little fun thing with the ball speed here, which is interesting. Callaway just pops the ball speed 160, but 159.5 from the Cobra. That's pretty much the same. And then 158.3 from the Ping. So a little less ball speed. Remember, resulting carries all the same. If we look at the head, here are the three strikes, all very similar. Ping a fraction more out towards the toe, a little bit more efficient, and the slowest. So 111, 110 to 112. So a few things to think there. So you're 2 miles an hour between the Callaway average to the Ping, which is again, we could keep retesting and that might move, might not. A few things to think about with the Ping, with the research I've done. Ping's heads are heavier than the others, which is often why the efficiency goes up, but then I can't move them quite as fast. So you're balancing, there's this trade-off between being more efficient and then being faster. So I can swing my Zexio driver faster than everything else, but it's super, super light head, it's counterbalanced and shaft. So there's not as much mass down there, so I can get my highest numbers, but my averages don't tend to go any better than, say, the Ping, which swings at almost 3 miles an hour, slower. So it's a balance. The other thing as well is the Ping shorter. I could make that Ping the same length as the others and then retest, and you might find that goes up. So if anything, the Ping's got a little bit of wiggle room, isn't it? And then if you look at the dynamic loft, this is interesting. The Cobra 16.5, Callaway 16.8, but the Ping 18.3, 2 degrees more. That's going to sacrifice ball speed. Now, is that the club? Well, the static loft of all those is like within 0.1, 0.5 of a degree of each other. They're close. The bigger head has an effect on that. In my head, I'm going to have a ball position in a slightly different place when you give me a bigger head, because I've got preconceptions of it going at different heights, and those I react to it. So I think if you gave me a few goes, I could probably find those degrees back, which would then up that ball speed. The other thing I could do is get a lower lofted one as well. So again, I just feel like the Ping has a fraction more wiggle room, which potentially, if you think they're carrying the same at the minute, could push it that little bit further. Where at the same time, it could compromise what Ping have done with the club and make it harder. I don't know, without testing it. Maybe another video I could do trying to push that club even more to its limits. Not that I'm pushing the other ones particularly to their limits. I think the manufacturers do it themselves. Should we do the fun narrow test, the finish? Let's start this fun test with the Cobra. This is a 520-yard par 5, uber narrow, like trees both side, alleyway stuff. But I'm going to try and send these. And I say that, I'm feeling a little bit like I'm getting a bit close to lunch, and I might be just slowing down a fraction. Right, closest to the pin, in play. We can debate in play as we go. One with each, we'll hit 3 shots with each. Right, I'm trying to go as fast as I can. Now that's not going to hit the fairway, through the tree. Now I would class that as in play. We'll keep the order the same with each club. Ping next. A little left, that's going to be not in play. Oh, it's a path ball, but I'm chipping it out there, you can see that. And then the Callaway. Whoo! Speed up, Mark, come on. There we go, that's a little faster. There's your winner, because that is the longest and the straightest. Oh, 300 mite yards. So here are your 3 drives. 1.9 and 1.08 with the ping, and jumped to 1.11 with the Callaway. Just a little bit faster. Is that the club, or did I just get a little frustrated and a bit harder? Probably that one. 280 carry to 280 carry to 167 on the ping, which was more of a miss hit. So, you know, look at the spins, very similar. This Cobra can get some low spins at times. I don't know if anyone else is finding that. Let me know in the comments. Love to hear. I get the odd one that the strike's like fraction high, but fine. You know, I'd expect like a 2000 spin, and it spins at like 500 revs. It just dips out in the air. I had it in the other test. I have it. I don't know what it is. If anyone is finding it as well, let me know. Or is it just quirky to me? Right, one up to the Callaway. Come on. Oh, wake up. It's so interesting how your performance changes as well. Think about your fits. You go and get a fit after work, get one before work, get one on a day off, get one subject if you've had lunch or not. I notice as I hit balls, there's so many things that can affect my head speed by like 3 miles an hour, which then affects ball speed. You know, 6, 7, 8, 9 miles an hour. Sometimes you're not even testing the club, maybe you're already testing yourselves. I'm trying to get some adrenaline and build myself up here. Oh, that's not going to stay left enough, is it? I've hit that better. Yeah, 111 club, so the talking work. Kick left, definitely in play. Doesn't get the roll out, obviously, but the head speed was there, right, ping? Come on. That was uncharacteristic, that last shot of what you generally do. Ah, I healed it. So it's going to get away with it, as in it's going to hit fairway, look, which might be the winner, because it's in play and it's going to roll. It's longer than the Cobra. It's just really weak numbers because I mishit it. So 267 carry, 109 head. We're still seeing the head speed that 1 or 2 miles an hour slower. But remember, if you want me to wiggle the room in the ping that is there, let me know, we can do it. Right, Callaway, you're going to win round 2, which makes it the game over, really. At the minute, ping is in the lead there. Kind of just needs to hit the fairway. Well, I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try and just smash it. 110 club. Yeah, the Callaway's won there, isn't it? Comfortably. Well, actually, it hasn't, look. This is really interesting. The Callaway's the last one, second the last one. It's the Pinger's one, 230 in opposed to 233 in. So the Ping won that one. Wowzers, that's amazing. Look at the difference there on that first hit, look, 217. Shows you the potential of what you could get into a par 5 with some speed plus strike. Right, the Cobra's been eliminated because I've got not enough energy to hit 3 ball shots. Ping v Callaway, because it's 1 each for them. In the comments. Who do you reckon's got it? Who do you reckon has got it? 1 shot to go, all on this. I'm going to try and give it my pre-lunch all. Oh, I've not aimed that well, because that's the shape I wanted. That's so annoying. Sorry, Ping. That's a user error. That's not in play. So I think the Callaway will win. That's so annoying. Hit that good. I just needed to aim it down the right. Right. Callaway, it's consistently been the fastest. It is called the speed, but it's consistently been the fastest head, I think. Let's give this wallop, yeah, 113 head to finish. No, I'm missing it, but look at it. It's the Callaway as one. The Callaway is really, that's 112 head, so we got some energy up near the end. That's just a poor strike. I mean, it's only saying 1 yard different to the green there on the last 2 shots. It's hard to believe, actually, but the Callaway did it. The Callaway did win. Look at that, none in the 160 ball speeds due to strike and due to a little bit of hunger as well. Callaway wins. Post comments down below, which one would you go for and why out of those 3? Have you got a reason? 229 to the flag. It was 228 I think I had. The Callaway is all good, it's done its job, but can I do my next job, par 5? Can I hit it in 22 degree hybrid? A little bit of a toey one. Have I reached? Got a bounce. Got a bounce. Oh, eagle my face. Long and straight. Who ever thought that was an advantage, eh?